how to hold yourself accountable. Tune in. Good morning. Thank you for joining me, Coach Mike, on your Monday morning. I was recently having a conversation with somebody a few weeks back, and through this conversation, I can see either something was going on, the person was very guarded, they didn't want to hold themselves accountable to anything they said, they didn't want to reply when any thoughts, suggestions, or ideas based on whatever was going on in their head. And obviously, the meeting was somewhat uncomfortable. However, when I left, I asked myself, why do people not want to be held accountable? And of course, with AI nowadays, I asked the question. And here's the 5 points I got that I'll share with you today. Number 1, fear of judgment or embarrassment. If somebody asks you a difficult question, sometimes you might fray away from the answer because you might be fearful or embarrassed on your answer. Or you don't want to hold yourself accountable to what you have to say because you're unsure of yourself. And we're all afraid of judgment. And Think and Grow Rich and the 16 major causes of failure, number 16, which is left for last, is fear of criticism. We're afraid of what people might say based on what ideas or whatever it may be. So number 1, fear of judgment or embarrassment, afraid of saying what you really believe because you feel you might be embarrassed or that people are going to judge you. By the way, there's only one person that can judge, and that's him. That's God. Everybody else, no. Number 2, desire to avoid discomfort. If you hold yourself accountable, it might be uncomfortable. You might have to go where you don't want to go. You might have to do what you don't necessarily want to do. That's why there's people like me, coaches, to hold people accountable, to get them to push outside their comfort zone. Discomfort. When we push you outside your comfort zone, you grow. That's where all the growth is. But if we leave it to our own device, we will stop at that comfort zone. We don't go there by ourselves. Why do you think people hire personal trainers? I can get to the gym, but after that, you need to push me to do what I need to do to get in better shape. Number 3, lack of clear expectations. We as leaders, we have to be much better communicators to get very clear on communicating the expectations that we expect from others. If they're not clear on the expectations of exactly what they're going to be held accountable for, they just might not hold themselves accountable because they necessarily don't know what they're being held accountable for. And also being very clear on their own expectations of how they need to hold themselves accountable, of how they need to show up, and that, of course, needs to be taught and learned and coached up. Number 4, diffusion of responsibility. You ever go to an event, somebody asks a question looking for someone to raise their hand and volunteer the answer, and everyone's looking around the room hoping somebody else will raise their hand and volunteer the answer? So many times I do events and I let people know up front, if you don't raise your hand, I will start calling you out. The greatest contribution you can get for yourself is to contribute to others. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there because that's where the learning comes. So many people try to diffuse the responsibility to others to take the light off themselves. And last, number 5, punitive of accountability is perception. Perception of a punitive accountability. They feel accountability is a bad thing. It's a negative thing. Oh, I have to hold myself accountable to do this. How dare you hold me accountable? That's not a bad thing. You should thank the person that's holding you accountable because they are helping you grow, helping you get better, helping you to develop those skills. So think about that. If you don't want to be held accountable for something in particular, what is it? Are you afraid of being embarrassed? Are you avoiding discomfort? Do you lack clear expectations? Do you want to diffuse the responsibility to others? And do you feel holding yourself accountable or being held accountable is a negative thing or a bad thing? Judge yourself in those 5, rate yourself, and you know where you need to step up to get better to hold yourself accountable. So as always, I want to thank you for joining me, Coach Mike, on your Monday morning. I want to wish you a productive, profitable week. See you next Monday. Put yourself out there, hold yourself accountable, watch yourself grow right in front of your eyes.